I will always say these are the people that you need to talk to, because they will communicate to you in a way that I feel makes a lot of sense, and they will continue to hold your hand and support you throughout that process, even once you're officially kind of incorporated. My name is George Harris, and I am one of the company founders of Tin Shed Theatre Company. So Tin Shed was a mad dream in 3 graduate students' eyes at one point when we were leaving the University of South Wales, and we loved making theatre so much together that we decided that we were going to try and formalise what we did and create a company. Our work together was really multifaceted. But as soon as we started to extract theatre from its building, we realised that actually we were connecting with a whole different demographic of audience. We were making theatre that was really responsive to its environment and the people that we met and the place that it was existing in. Ultimately, a social element just started to build itself into whatever we were making, because it was never a sort of predisposed idea of what it was we were going to do or where it was going to happen. We would just kind of follow a journey, which all sounds very kind of mythical and magical, but it just meant that whatever the story we were telling was responsive to the area and the people that we met. Social Business Wales and Compass or Wales Co-op, it came at a really amazing time for us, because we'd got to a point with the organisation where the founding members were changing and going off and doing different things, and whilst it meant that they were still part of the organisation, they weren't going to be in a way that it always had worked. And the way that it always had worked was very ad hoc, and as a partnership we were kind of outgrowing that structure. Like I said, we weren't and aren't business minded, and we were just really looking for that support to be able to talk to us and communicate with us in a way that felt unjudgmental in the way that we'd been running things up until that point, because we were seemingly like very well established, having done sort of 11 years by that point, that every time I'd sort of sat down and spoken to a business advisor or anybody really who was in business who tried to advise me on what I needed to do next, it was just like jargon. And I guess because I probably have quite a creative brain and I struggle with maths a lot, it felt like maths to me. The words, the dialogue, the language, I just never understood it. And it wasn't that I hadn't gone and sat in seminars and done research, and I'd really tried. But I guess that was me looking for someone or an organisation that would be able to tailor the language they were using and the way that, and really understand where we'd been up until that point and then where we really needed to go next. 3 words to describe Social Business Wales are supportive. I really felt like we were held throughout that process. Nurturing, so like in a way that a mum or a nan might like cook you a really lovely meal. It felt more than just a person on the end of the phone or like someone there to answer questions. I didn't feel like it was just one person. I felt like we were connected to the organisation, but also all the other social enterprises and business that were sort of being created or supported during that time, and that continues even now. We're kind of set up and going, so yeah. So if someone walked through the door now and they asked me how do I even start setting up a business or a social business or whatever that might be, and that happens, that does happen regularly, because I think people see what we're doing here and they go, how on earth have you done this? And sometimes I can't answer the how, but I can answer that. Go to Social Business Wales, go to Compass, find Reese, find that person, definitely within the organisation, they'll be signposted to you. And I just CC them in normally to Reese straight away and just say, just connect with them, and then from that point on, you'll be kind of guided through that process. But I guess it's making that first step, finding that contact, and if ever I can be the person that kind of cuts out any sort of middleman or makes that connection, then I think that's that fills me with joy, because I know for a long time I was in the dark about what I needed to do or who I needed to speak to.